All right, everybody, it's time to talk about the April 8th total solar eclipse. And this is such a momentous period. It's such a momentous occurrence in the skies. So many people are talking about it. And I am excited about it as an astrologer, not just because of the actual occurrence in the skies, but because of the doors it opens up for us in our personal lives. Remember, the difference between astrology and astronomy is astrology is about how the planetary influences make us feel and affect us in our personal lives. Astronomy is what's happening in the skies. And I love putting these two things together because it just makes you feel so connected to the universe. You know what I mean? Like there is a higher power out there. And there is nothing like a eclipse to really kind of let us know that there is a greater force. There's something greater out there that is really it's visible in nature, but it's also we feel it in our lives. And will it be a little wild and crazy? Absolutely. Like definitely. I know that some schools have closed. I know that, there's always this doom and gloom that is around with things that are of a momentous magnitude, which this is. And what is this total solar eclipse? Well, it is going to be the moon, blocking the rays of the sun, and it's going to be a total block. And like in that moment in time, and it lasts for just a few minutes. And again, the path of totality, I'm putting it in the membership, but it's anywhere. You can Google it and you can see what the path of totality is. And I know some people are really, going to be, right in the visible to be able to see it. You're going to have your glasses. Again, there's only a few minute window where you shouldn't be wearing your glasses. You want to be very careful with the looking directly at the sun. But it is that occurrence, that blockage of light. And if you just think about it, like, again, it's going to be dark. And if you are in the path of totality, it's not going to get totally black, but it will get all of the rays of the sun will be, blocked. And the thing is that, as that blockage happens, there is this awareness that's trying to seep through, and that causes for important downloads, that causes for important occurrences, that causes for important developments to, kind of start to unfold for us. And the actual eclipse is happening in 19 degrees Aries, and Chiron is the wounded healer. He is going to be exactly conjunct the sun and the moon at this moment in time. And that to me is like, while this is so, there's a call to not only be bold and brave and courageous, but there's something involving wounds of the past and healing them, or something involving your physical body, healing. Like ask yourself, how are you healing? What are you doing to heal? I would engage with this energy from a healing perspective, and we also can't forget that Mercury is going retrograde. And when Mercury goes retrograde, like that is a call to slow down. That's a call to really kind of not initiate. You want to kind of see what comes in versus, pushing, for something to happen. I think that will probably get burned if we try to push something too forcefully, which Aries likes to do. But again, there's a push, kind of a stall to say, like, slow down. Or if you try to do something, you're going to kind of get, stopped in your tracks in some kind of way. But to me, this great occurrence in the skies is not only opening doors for us that we might not have expected. It's asking us to try to, heal wounds of the past. And there may even be things that involving like generational trauma involved with this. Eclipses are very long cycles. They from a grand scale, they contain 18 years. Like with this eclipse that's happening, it's really kind of beginning this new 18-year cycle. And the signs of Aries and Libra are feeling it the most because they're the ones who are, where the nodes are. The North Node is in Aries, like saying like we have to do something new. The South Node is in Libra, saying you have to pull away from doing things that make people happy and go after your own needs. Go after your own autonomy, your own vision. And this is like, this could be hard. You need courage to do that. You need bravery to do that. But you also need to heal something of the past in order to go forward. And I mentioned this in some other videos, but I really feel like so much of what we're doing right now is making space for the new, like getting rid of some of the old in order to make way for the new. But at this time, I want you to pay attention to like, what's coming back? Like, is it a person, place, or thing, or project? There's a lot of ways that this energy can come back to you, but there's also this funny thing that happens with energies of this magnitude where it really kind of opens up a door of a totally new mindset, of a totally new perspective, of a totally new kind of framework for how you want to go forward, how you want to initiate. Like it might be such a brain, kind of cataclysm that it takes you several weeks to process what you've discovered. Like there's just a lot of intensity with this. And could some people act rashly? Absolutely. There's this very strong amount of energy, which, can be abrupt, can be rash, but I think you need to hold back from doing that. I think you need to just kind of sit tight and see what happens, and maybe experience, like really engage with nature and the universe itself. Like there's something that really wants us to connect to our spirituality, to a higher power, to whatever it is. Like everybody has their own belief system, and I'm not here to tell you what way to go. I know for me, like my higher power is always going to be the planets. Like there's such a guiding force for me. And when I really pay attention to them, like they really give so many of the answers that I need. They're not going to make my life perfect, but they definitely help to guide the energies around me. And I know that for my clients, and I know that for so many of the people I talk to. But I feel like in this instance, in this total eclipse, like it's important to be one with the universe in some kind of way. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not saying that in a woo-woo kind of way. I'm saying in a practical way. Like find wherever you are in the world, find the time that it's going to be occurring, and just kind of connect yourself and just kind of ask yourself, like, maybe have your journal, or maybe have your, mind clear, to like listen to your thoughts, to listen to what is your ring that's coming in. What is your ring of knowledge, your ring of insight, your ring of download? Because just like there's going to be this blockage of light, and there's like this little ring that is going to be shining through, we have that in our own psyche. Like that's our subconscious coming out. I feel like that with eclipses. I feel like it's really your subconscious really trying to talk to you and really trying to ask you to pay attention. It also may veer you in a different direction. It may it really might, kind of stir up your own insight as to what you should do next. It's not like you could snap your fingers and make it happen, but it's such an important time to pay attention and to listen. Now, when we look at some of the players in the planetary story, I said, I kind of went off on a on a detour myself when I got to talking about Chiron, but he is such a major player in this. We also were talking about Mercury going retrograde, but also we're going to have Mars and Pisces, who is very spiritual, and very much about listening to your intuition and not moving fast, but rather kind of going with the flow. He's going to be touching Saturn, and that's a stop right there. That's another kind of energy that's like, go slow. You're going to deal with consequences if you go too fast. You're going to it's just not the time to go fast. And it's time to lean into your spirituality. It's time to lean into your intuition. It's time to lean into whatever it is that you believe in, you know, or if you don't believe in anything, like, try to just listen up and pay attention to what maybe might be calling you to believe in. We're also going to have Venus, who is in Aries. She is going to be working nicely with Pluto. So pay attention to the relationships around you and maybe the new community or new relationships that are brewing or maybe old relationships of the past that are coming back that you're giving new life to. But I feel like that Pluto is important in regards to community and finding new community. And we don't want to be lonely anymore as a collective. And so many of us, we've been lonely for so long. Like, we need to find our people. We need to find the people who understand us, and we need to engage with them and be courageous to connect with them, to find ways to connect with them. Another very important, part of this story is going to be the building Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. And that is really, and that's in Taurus. And that's a game changer. That's going to be a game changer of fortune for a lot of people. It's going to take some people on some wild highs, and it's going to take some people on some wild lows. And we're going to see it in the weather patterns as we get into later April. It's exact on April 20th, and I made a whole video on that. But we're feeling that energy, that, kind of building of needing to do something different, of needing to, rebel or disrupt in some kind of way that is presenting in this eclipse story as well. So there is a lot going on, and it is a profound moment, and it is actually happening in the skies, and it is prompting us and engaging us to think about things in a totally new way. And I hope that this video was meaningful for you and thinking about all of it. And I send you a lot of good energy as you engage with it. And I know it can be wild and crazy. And I know some of the doors that open are not necessarily the doors that we want. But I also know that whatever happens here, it's got a big stamp of Aries, which is new, which is bold, which is, like Wild West. Something new needs your exploration, but you have to be slow and steady as you engage with it, as you process it, and you need to think about the healing energy that comes along with this. Part of me just wants you to really kind of engage with it from a healing perspective and finding your own healing journey, or connecting to whatever your healing journey is and who's on the healing journey with you. So lots more information in my horoscopes. I am sending such good energy to everybody as you engage with this very momentous time. Good luck, everybody.